The district I represent is a cross-section of the United States. There are rural farmers and ranchers working to feed, clothe, and provide energy for the entire world. There are skilled workers manufacturing airplanes and aerospace components, and workers developing and building computer instruments that power our devices. And all of these industries benefit from free and fair trade. When the United States has a level playing field, Kansans do better. Unfortunately, unfair treatment by foreign countries and a lack of urgency to advance trade by the Biden administration has harmed our country. There's no question that countries like China have been cheating. The CCP not holding to its trade promises shouldn't shock anyone. They've been doing it for 70 years. Other countries have piled on extraterritorial taxes and tariffs on the United States and gotten away with it. All of this puts our American manufacturers and producers at a disadvantage. But the Biden administration was absent in enforcing the good policies of the USMCA, the U.S.-Japan trade agreement, and the China Phase 1 agreement. Additionally, there was virtually no movement on expanding markets in the past 4 years or pushing back on discriminatory tariffs. The momentum that was built in the first Trump administration came to a grinding halt. Now we need to reverse the stagnation and deliver free and fair trade policies to encourage economic growth and open markets for our producers and manufacturers. There's an opportunity to capitalize on the Biden administration stalled trade agreement with UK and Kenya. President Trump has shown that he will use every tool available to provide long-term economic opportunities. Just the threat of tariffs has brought some of our allies to the negotiating table and also spurred new investments in our country. And I'll remind my colleagues that tariffs were first used in the Trump administration, but inflation remained low, and then President Biden kept many of those in place. We can all agree that the United States will benefit from a return to stability and certainty in the marketplace, but first we need to level the playing field and ensure that foreign countries end their discriminatory tariffs and taxes that are a burden on our economy. I'm pleased to see that just today, India has announced the repeal of its equalization levy, which is a form of digital services taxes that India first imposed in 2016. This equalization levy focused on online advertising, and like other types of digital services taxes that trading partners around the world have imposed in recent years, it was always designed to target American companies. Chairman Smith, with your permission, I'd like to submit an article communicating this announcement from India for the record.
Without objection, so ordered.
Ms. Bliss, do you have any perspective on either India's equalization levy specifically or the importance of addressing digital taxes that discriminate against U.S. companies around the world?
Thank you, Congressman Estes. Yes, and certainly the elimination of discriminatory DSTs are a priority for my members. And with respect to India's action, I think it's a very positive announcement that was made by the finance minister with respect to the 6% levy on advertising activities. And it comes after the announcement that the Indians made last year in August that they would eliminate their 2% levy on online services. So I think that's a very, very positive step in the right direction. More generally, unfortunately, we still have a huge problem with DSTs, and I would point to Canada with its 3% tax on revenue from certain digital services and the fact that that would be applied retroactively. I think it's a huge problem. It would be a major cost to U.S. companies that are affected, so that remains a serious problem. I also think it remains a serious problem in Europe with the failure of Pillar 1 in the BEPS negotiations. You have roughly half of the European members, European nations that are members of the OECD, either talking about or having in place DSTs. So yes, Congressman, we absolutely agree that it's a major problem and one that absolutely needs to be addressed in terms of our negotiating priorities.
Oh, thank you for that. And I just want to make a comment. I don't really have a question, but Mr. Root, when you were talking, you gave some specific examples of unfair tariffs that were placed on your company's products. And I think it's important for us in a hearing like this that we get that information out so that all my colleagues are aware that we should not acknowledge that punitive tariffs are already targeting American companies, and we need to focus on having an administration in place that actually focus on how we benefit American companies through that. So thank you for bringing that up. And Mr. Chairman, I yield back.